Thank you all for coming here to the Universities of Shady Grove for the inauguration of the Great Seneca Science Transit Network, which is right on Extra. We're really happy everybody's here. I'm Chris Conklin. I'm the director of the Montgomery County Department of Transportation. We're really happy to be here today. This is a big day for Montgomery County and for the life sciences area of the county, the cities of Rockville and Gaithersburg, so thank you for coming. I'm going to speak in more detail later in this, but I wanted to make sure that we get started celebrating the launch of this service. So I want to welcome first our county executive, Mr. Mark Elrich, and I know this is a really important project for him.
So, first of all, Chris, thank you very much for getting this done. It's an amazing project. It's something we were looking for. We knew when the state passed on the Quarter Cities Transitway, we needed to do other things to make sure we got people moving. And so this is a really great start to connect the Shady Grove Metro over to here. And eventually, when the BRT runs down 355 and goes up to Clarksburg, it's going to enable a connection directly to the life sciences area and to the college here pretty easily, much better than riding in traffic all the way. So it's part of the changes that are coming, and I'm really appreciative of the work our staff did very quickly when they understood what was going to not happen with Quarter Cities. They came up with an alternative plan, and it's great to see this being implemented. These buses went into service just yesterday, and it's 15 minutes or less on weekdays for headways, and on weekends it's 30 minutes. It's $1 to ride, which is like all county ride-on buses. Senior and youth ride free with specialized Smart Trip cards, and it's exciting to be here after last fall's line painting event. I think, are the lines still here?
They're gone.
They're gone. Because a bunch of us came out and painted lines out here a year ago, and then it went outside the lines, yes. I guess people decided they didn't want to see the stripes here. But this is nice to be here now with this, and it was delivered on time and on budget, which is important for people who want to know how we can deliver things in Montgomery County. I'm very happy it made both those criteria. And it's going to mean a quality of life change for people who can get here dependably, and just having this on a regular 15-minute cycle so people know if I missed the last bus, I will be able to get another bus no more than 15 minutes, depending on how much you missed the last bus by. It's a part of the regional transportation system investment that we're making. We cannot be successful if we do not build out our transit network. We continue to lag, and we'll continue to remind people Virginia's been able to build massively more transit because they've taken a different approach to how they raise the money to build that transit. But this is important for us, and I'm really glad that we were able to get this done. It's public transportation is about not having bees in your face. Now, public transportation is about putting people first and creating access and opportunity where there otherwise would not be access and opportunity. It's also about growing the economy. For every $10 million of capital investment we make in transportation, it yields $30 million in increased business sales. So this is good for the local economy. It'll increase home values that are closest to public transportation. There are studies that show home values are up to 24% higher when they're proximate to transportation. We're growing and doing this in a way that's environmentally friendly. The buses right now are not electric, but the buses that are electric are coming, and we're expecting delivery in December, so this will be an electric line, and it'll be obviously low emissions. 42% of greenhouse gas emissions in the county actually come from the transportation sector. And so the buses that are zero emission are going to have an impact on that. And the county has a plan for all 400 county buses. Part of our aggressive climate action plan, we have 2035 goal for zero emissions. We have 14 electric buses currently operating, 100 electric buses contracted for purchase in the next 3 years, and 13 hydrogen buses and a hydrogen fueling station that'll be complete next year. So you'll see the hydrogen buses on the longest routes, and you'll see the electrics on the in-between and shorter routes. There was grant support from the federal level. I want to thank the federal people who helped make this possible. And I also want to thank our delegation, which got us money to help make this happen. And today we've got Delegate Joel Vogel here, Delegate Lily Chi, And from the state, we have Assistant Secretary Joe McAndrew of the Maryland Department of Transportation. So we're excited to see everybody here. We got a lot of speakers, so I will end my part here. But thank you all very much for coming out. And this is a great day for Montgomery County. It shows we can get things done, and we can get things done in a reasonable length of time when everybody's working in the same direction. So thank you.
Thank you, County Executive. Really appreciate those remarks. Our next speaker is Delegate Lily Chi, who represents this portion of the county and has been a strong supporter of us improving transit in this area. So thank you, Lily.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning, everyone. I'm Delegate Lily Chi, and I want to welcome everyone to District 15, which is the largest district in Montgomery County. It is quite suburban and even rural in parts of the county. So I also want to say welcome to the least walkable and transit-friendly district in Montgomery County, unfortunately. As someone who grew up in Shanghai, can you picture that? I couldn't help but notice the lack of metro stops in our district. And I'm immensely jealous of my colleague, Delegate Joe Vogel, who represents both Rockview and Gaithersburg, which is much more urban and transit-friendly. As you probably recall, back when the days when I was working in Montgomery County government, that was about a decade ago. In 2015, the biggest business story of that time was Marriott considering relocation. And the major reason they wanted to leave their suburban office park was because of the last mile challenge for their employers, which means their employees had to get off from Grosvenor and then pay to take a cab or Uber in order to connect to their workplace. And that was why nobody was surprised when they moved to the urban part of Bethesda and right on top of the future Purple Line. So that last mile issue is exactly what we're talking about today. And taking the bus from Shady Grove all the way to my neighborhood, this is actually my backyard. I could literally walk over here from home. It's super cool, and I personally plan to actually take advantage of this transit option. So I want to thank the county leadership for making this happen, and I'm very proud that as a state delegate, we also helped to bring this home for our community. Because make no mistake, this place may not look like it, may not look like Silver Spring or Bethesda, but we are a major service and employment hub. We are at the heart of the life sciences hub of Montgomery County. And you see the flurry of construction as we just passed by on our way here of the life sciences and research offices and office parks and the county's services. So this is going to deliver for our community the quality of life that they need. Thank you so much for making it happen. And thank you, Gaithersburg High School Band. That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, Lily. And our other state delegate that's speaking today, Delegate Joe Vogel, who's from the other side of the Great Seneca Transit Network in the next district to the east. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. And it is always a great morning when we get to start with the Gaithersburg High School Band. So good to see you all. Look, I think this today is exciting because it is a sign of what we can achieve when we have a shared vision and when state, local, and county partners work together to get something done. I'm proud to have worked with Delegate Lily Chi and the rest of our delegation and many of my colleagues in the legislature to bring home the money to make part of this possible. Look, I think we are right now in the biotechnology corridor. We know that the cities of Gaithersburg and Rockville are the heart of the economic engine, part of the heart of the economic engine of Montgomery County and of our state. And we have a lot of work to do to continue building the physical infrastructure, including the transportation infrastructure that we're going to need so that this economy continues to grow and drive the Montgomery County economy and the Maryland economy forward into the future. And I know I've had conversations with the county executive about the work that we have to continue to do to make that a reality. And I'm excited to hear about the environmental implications of this as well. We recognize how transportation contributes to our grassroots emissions, and knowing that these buses will soon be electric is a big deal. And I'll end with this. Look, I'm going to channel my inner Sarah Palin here and say that I can see one of these bus stops from my window. Okay, so Delegate Chi, we can ride the bus to each other's homes. we can grab coffee at that Dunkin'. So I'm looking forward to that and looking forward to being a rider as well. Thank you all for being here, and thank you all for getting this done.
Thank you, Delegate Vogel. And obviously, none of these investments can take place without the approval and work of our County Council, who carefully considers what investments we make, both in our capital program and in the operating budget they approve each year. And the president of that council is Mr. Andrew Friedson. And Andrew, I'd like to welcome you up to give some comments as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Conklin. Thank you to the whole DOT team for really doing a tremendous job. Thank you to our state partners and the county executive. Thank you to the Gaithersburg Band. Let's hear it for them again for bringing us that entertainment. This is a great day for Montgomery County. This is a great day for transit in our region. And I will say it is definitely not a competition, but let the record reflect that Lime won. And many colleagues and I joined on the Lime bus. But the reality is it is in many ways a competition. It's a competition to be competitive and to make sure that transit is a competitive alternative to driving yourself in a car. And that's really what today is all about. If you go on one of these buses, these are state-of-the-art buses with Wi-Fi, with charging ports, with more comfortable seats that are more frequent and more reliable than ever before in Montgomery County. And that really is what it takes and what is required to have a multimodal transportation network that is environmentally sustainable and that is economically competitive and that serves the needs of all of our residents, including those who are most challenged and those who have choices. That's what true competitive transit is all about. That's what this is going to accomplish. And we're committed in Montgomery County to moving people and connecting to seamless, equitable transportation options that are safe, sustainable, and support our economic growth and vitality, and connect people to educational institutions like here at Universities at Shady Grove. It's not an accident why we're here at Universities at Shady Grove, one of the most important educational institutions that we have here in Montgomery County. I'm incredibly excited to be here for the launch of the Pink and Lime Line high-frequency bus service, which is approximately 7 years after the launch of the first Ride on Extra line service on 355, close to where I live, which happened in 2017. And it's a reflection of our ongoing commitment on the council and with the county executive and all of county government with our state partners and our federal partners to move people in the most efficient, the safest, and most environmentally sustainable way. I can't wait for the zero-emission buses to come online coming in December, so stay tuned for that. This effort is continuing to get better and better as we move forward. And more importantly, most importantly, it's about creating connections for opportunities and quality of life, educational opportunities, job opportunities, ways to have your everyday life in a more environmentally sustainable way. So I'm just really thrilled to be here, to be part of this incredible effort. I am looking forward to riding the Pink. Hopefully the Pink will be a winner too, but we're all winners when transit is invested in and when it's a competitive alternative to driving a car on your own. That's true if you ride the bus, and it's true if you don't ride the bus. Traffic is improved when more people ride the bus. Our environment is improved when more people ride the bus. Our economy is strengthened when more people ride the bus. And with this launch of the Pink and Lime bus routes, more people will ride the bus, more people will have an opportunity to ride the bus, and our county and our region will be better off for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, President Friedson. And our next speaker is one of the members of our Transportation and Environment Committee and also the Council Vice President, Council Member Kate Stewart.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Conklin. And thank you, everyone, for coming out today on this beautiful morning. As you can see up here, we have a lot of speakers today. And I think that's a testament to how important the Ride On Extra is to our entire community. I represent District 4, so I don't represent this area, but I'm here because I'm the Council Vice President. I serve on Transportation and Environment. And as a District Council President, representative, I know that when we make improvements in one part of our county on transportation, it benefits all of us because we are connecting people to our higher education institutions. We are working with our partners at the federal, state, county level. And I'm so happy to see some of our mayors here also. So as a former mayor, it's always great to make sure our mayors are included. And this is just a great example of how we can all come together to achieve our goals, to achieve our climate goals, to achieve our transportation goals, because at the end of the day, it's about building strong communities and getting people to where they need to go in a safe way, in a way that helps us address climate, is what we're about. And so I'm thrilled to be here today. Even though I am wearing pink, I am glad that I was on the Lime bus that made it here first, because everything is really a competition. And we're winning the competition on transit today. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Students, and I'm confident when we have more ridership on these buses, once they're in service for a while, that pink will win once in a while. Our next speaker today is the chair of the Transportation and Environment Committee and has been a strong supporter of us improving transit in this county throughout the time that I've known them. And just a note about the Transportation and Environment Committee. They do two things for us as the Department of Transportation. First of all, they keep us accountable. When things aren't going well, they let us know and let us know that we have to get back on track. And when we want to do things that are new and innovative and helpful to our community, they support us in those endeavors. So thank you for your leadership on that. And I'd like to welcome Council T&E Chair Evan Glass.
Thank you very much, Director Conklin. The fact that we have all of these elected leaders from all levels of Maryland government is a testament to how important this project is and how important public transportation is. We are all in agreement that we need to continue making our public transportation safe, reliable, and affordable. And that takes many approaches, including the lime and pink lines that we are here for today. But in addition to creating a transit network that brings all of our residents and workers to all of the places where they need to go, whether it is to universities of Shady Grove, whether it's to the metro station, or any other thing that they have on their daily to-do list, we also need to make our roads safer. And I want to share with you some of the other improvements that have taken place as part of this bus network. We have created 15 new crosswalks. We have brought 10 bus stops closer to those crosswalks. We've upgraded 5 intersections and restriped 2 roadways to make sure that our buses and bicyclists and pedestrians and cars are safer throughout our community. So this might seem like it is a bus network, but it is a safe public transportation, public improvement, pedestrian-friendly transit network. And that is the type of holistic approach we need to moving forward. And I also just want to say that according to the American Public Transportation Association, public transit is 10 times safer per mile than automobile driving. And so as we continue building out our public transportation network, making it fair, equitable, and accessible for everybody, we are also making it safer. So I support and applaud the Department of Transportation. Everybody here is here as part of our DOT network. And I want to give a shout out to the Gaithersburg Band, because not only are you playing great, but we're making it safer for you all to get to school and to get to college as well. So make sure you guys take the bus. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Councilmember Glass. I'd next like to invite Councilmember Gabe Albornoz up here. Councilmember Albornoz.
Buenos dias, good people. This is a spectacular day and another step forward in this incredibly wonderful county that we live in. So I have the opportunity to chair the county's Health and Human Services Committee. And in a recent public health survey, the second biggest barrier to accessing public health and our medical practices and different programs and services here in the county is lack of access to transportation. And so I would argue that these two lines will not just help improve our economy, not just help improve our environment, but also improve our overall public health. because this will open doors for families and residents to be able to access more services within this corridor. And speaking of those corridors, it is also an important step forward that our incredible leadership at Montgomery County Department of Transit is helping to ensure that we have better connectivity between our east and west regions to be able to match the connectivity that we have between our north and south regions. This will help lift all boats. And I'll end with this thought. So I have a 16-year-old daughter who is right now working on getting her driver's license. And unlike me, when I was 16, she is in no rush to get that driver's license. And she tells me that it's in part because she has so many more transit options at her disposal than I did when I was her age. So that is just another important reminder that her generation, shout out to the Gaithersburg Band once again, is really going to grow up with many of these options that will help all of us, not just for this, but future generations. So thank you so much to Chris and his team for ensuring that we are here. Thanks to our colleagues in the state legislature and the partnerships and alliances that will lead to more ribbon cuttings like this moving forward. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for those comments. And the access to healthcare is one of the main drivers for this project, so I appreciate that very much. Our other Transportation Environment Committee member and an advocate for transportation improvements in the Up County is with us today as well, Council Member Marilyn Balcombe.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here for so many reasons, and we have so many people to thank. Our state, our city, our municipalities, the council. But I want to thank my sister for this fabulous dress. It's the perfect combination of pink and lime, and it was perfect for today. So thank you. I do want to talk about, Delegate Chi mentioned the Up County. I represent District 2, which is suburban and rural, and we don't have a lot of transit options. And both of these lines, the pink and lime green lines, are fantastic start to the transit options in the Up County. And one of the great things about this, County Executive mentioned the Corridor Cities Transitway. The whole idea was to connect the universities at Shady Grove, the Crown development, retail, businesses, employers, residents with the Shady Grove Metro. And so now we have this wonderful connection. The 15-minute headways are so important so people know that they can come at any point in time and get to and from. And when we think about the future, Crown High School is coming online, and this will be a perfect option for high school students to come to employment areas for jobs, for internships, and it really connects this Up County connection. So thank you so much, and I want to give a shout out, of course, to the band, but also to the universities at Shady Grove. This is such an important asset, not just for the Up County, but for the entire Montgomery County and the entire region. And these lines today make a great connection for students, faculty, employers, and future generations. So thank you all.
Thank you so much for those comments. Our next speaker is Councilmember Don Lutke.
Thank you, Director Conklin. And as the first council member, county employee here today from the pink bus, because there was a lot of competition here, I just want the record to reflect that we did stop the pink bus to pick up someone, so we did not leave anyone behind. And that is important too. I want to thank Director Conklin and the county executive and some of my colleagues here on the council who predated us ladies for tough decision making that had happened when the state dropped working on this project and pivoted rather than just saying, well, never mind, right? Kept the ball rolling. And to all of us this year collectively during a very tough budget season for putting our heads together and saying, we need to finish this. We need to finish this and make it operational, which is why we're here today and why we're celebrating. And to the points made by Councilmember Balcom about the Up County, this is incredibly important as a start for the Up County and what the future of public transit may mean for the Up County. To our friends over here from Gaithersburg and the band, I know some of you are my constituents, so those of you who live in Laytonsville or outside the city of Gaithersburg, thank you for your service today, and thank you also for supporting us today. And I know that this is an important connector for those critical areas that we want folks to be able to get to easily here at the universities at Shady Grove, Crown, Rio, places my own kids like to hang out, but places which we don't have public transit from where I live to get to. So this is an important step in helping connecting ability for our students and employees to be able to get to these places without having to rely on use of their automobiles. Because I personally, Councilmember Albornoz, as a mother of a new driver, have a lot of heart palpitations with that, and I'm grateful for these options being expanded for our students. And I represent the area adjacent to the Shady Grove Metro, too. And I know how important these bus routes are for my constituents who live in that area. So thank you all for making this happen. Thank you all for your focus on increasing access to reliable, fast public transit around Montgomery County. And I look forward to the future of what that means for expanding further into our Up County. Thank you.
So we have one more speaker from our county council today, Councilmember Lorianne Sales, and I know, Lorianne, you're from Gaithersburg. So as you come up here, I'd also like to thank Lori Edberg, who's Sydney Katz's staff representing us today. Sydney is the district council member, but was unable to join us today. So hopefully you'll remark a little bit about the importance to Gaithersburg as part of your comments. So thank you so much, Lorianne.
Thank you, Director Conklin, and I would be remiss if I did not shout out the Trojan Pride that has been exhibited today. Thank you so much, Gaithersburg's band, for always bringing great energy for such an important moment. And I'm here with my mayor as well as a city resident. And as an at-large member, this is so important to ensure that our residents, regardless of where they live in the county, can get to the third largest biotech corridor in the nation. And so I am so grateful for McDOT for the investment. I'm so excited that we are launching the pink and lime bus lines. I know someone else who loves the pink and lime, so I love the color combination, and it's going to be very important in the months ahead. To improve the daily lives of our residents. These bus lines will also help reduce commute times and increase accessibility to critical areas. Developing affordable, quality public transportation is crucial to my SMART agenda, which prioritizes tackling climate change through multimodal transportation infrastructure solutions. I was eager to fund the Great Seneca Transit Project this fiscal year along with my colleagues. It aligns perfectly with these priorities. By investing in this important infrastructure, it not only provides excellent service to our residents, we are making significant strides towards our climate goals as a county, inspiring all of us to do our part in this important issue by taking advantage of public transit. As we strive to achieve the ambitious goal of reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 100% by 2035, there will be a significant transition in order to fulfill this commitment. It's crucial to consistently invest in adequate public transportation to ensure Montgomery County plays its part in achieving this goal. But this isn't all about climate. In 2018, the average income in Montgomery County was $108,000. The average income of our ride-on users was $35,000. that tells us that building a network of safe, reliable transportation is an equity issue and essential to supporting all of our residents in getting to work, getting to school, and as the delegate mentioned, the last 15 minutes. I applaud MDOT for keeping ride-on bus fares at just $1, ensuring our senior citizens, disabled, and K through 12 residents can ride for free using senior and youth Cruiser Smart Trip cards. These policies keep our transit system inclusive and accessible to everyone. And so as your council member, I'm committed to supporting our bus system, ensuring it remains reliable and convenient to all of our residents in this large and vibrant community. Thank you again to the department for all of the great work, all of our partners at every level, to our university as well. With your continued support, I look forward to supporting more great projects to ensure our connectivity and milestones in the future and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Sales. Obviously, this project is a collaboration, and two of the important members of that collaboration were the cities of Rockville and Gaithersburg. A big portion of this project is located in the city of Gaithersburg. Another portion serves the northern end of the city of Rockville, and future phases of this are going to rely on even more collaboration with our municipal partners. So first, to represent these communities, I'd like to invite Gaithersburg Mayor Judd Ashman.
Thank you all very much. So from the perspective of Gaithersburg, it helps to set the context a little bit. The communities of Rio and Crown, which are directly going to be served by these two lines, were always envisioned to be transit-oriented communities. The only problem is that up to date, there hasn't been much of this sort of fast, reliable transit available to them. So it is our hope that the Great Seneca Transit Network, and in particular the Lime Line, will provide the means for more people to enjoy these fun, vibrant destinations, because Rio and Crown are frankly awesome. It's also our hope that these new lines will serve as a quick, reliable means for people, for our residents to get to work, to get to universities at Shady Grove, and to get to Shady Grove Metro and connect with the rest of the region. So on behalf of our city council and our staff and our residents and businesses, I want to thank the county, both the elected leaders and MCDOT, for this important investment in our community, and we're hoping it's a huge success. And of course, I want to shout out to the greatest marching band in the whole county, Gaithersburg High School. I'm going to come visit you guys on Friday night at the game, so I'll see you soon. All right, thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Just as a side note, I was at Gaithersburg High School on Friday, and I think if the band had been there, the women's soccer team might have been victorious. But unfortunately, the band wasn't there, so Richard Montgomery Rockets prevailed in that game. So with that, I'd like to invite the mayor of the city in which I live, Monique Ashman, up to comment on this as well. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Monique Ashton, and my son actually played trombone, and so band has been a part of our lives for many years. Shout out to these students. We need you at more of our events. You bring the energy and life, and please keep playing for us. So I know, I will just admit that I grew up in a city that I didn't need a license until I was mid-20s, right? And I had to get one when I came to this area. But we're changing that. And I know that transit not only requires investment, but it requires vision and partnership. And I can honestly speak to everyone sitting here, to my left and right, that we like each other, that we have the same vision, and that we are here to get stuff done, to make this county better, to make our cities better. The transit network has been greatly supported by staff. I can't tell you the energy that I've seen by MCDOT when they were talking about this project in Rockville. So I want to thank you as well, because this would not happen without you. Thank you to our federal partners, state partners, county, as well as all through our staff in the city as well. I speak on behalf of my colleagues when we say we are thrilled. This project is not only important, it's not just a transit project, as my colleagues have shared. This is about economic development. I have toured many life science companies in the city of Rockville, and I asked them, why'd you come here, right? What's going to keep you here? And transit is a huge part of that, right? When they're thinking about their leases coming up or businesses are thinking about locating, they look for what are the assets here, and they know that they have to attract and be able to have workers come to the office every day. And so this is not only protecting and supporting our current workers, but this is making us more competitively a greater competitive advantage for other businesses who want to come here. And we are number 3 in the nation on life science, which I love, but we can't rest our laurels on it. We want to be even better, and we want to retain that status and grow. So this project is going to help people get to so many life science companies that are all through the Shady Grove corridor and the Innovation District. It's also important for climate. In the city of Rockville, we accelerated our climate action work, got it done ahead of time, as I know this project is done ahead of time, and we're working to make sure that we're not just prophesizing our ideals, but we're actually doing it. And so this is going to help get cars off the road. It's going to help us to have EV buses and just really expand the options for residents, right? When we think about some of these roads, we have housing projects that are in the plan for Shady Grove. But if we don't have the transit and infrastructure to support them, it won't be successful. And so this is taking a step forward to not only help people now, but build for the future. I'm so excited about it. Transit must be reliable, it must be accessible, it must be timely. And so some transit projects in the past, and sometimes we have to make sure that they're not getting cut, because every year there's talks about, not in the county, but other places where we've had to defend transit. And we want to make sure that it's not just a service that ends early, that workers actually can get to it when they need it. And I know that has been thoughtfully designed. So it's not only what you've done, but how you've done it, right? You've looked at equity, you've looked at ADA accessibility, you've looked at pedestrian safety, and making it free for students and seniors. I really think this is the Montgomery County way, and I hope that we can be a model for the nation, that we can have projects like this all across the county. You shouldn't have to use a car. It's an option. You should be able to get to any place by transit, and it should be accessible. It should be something that is reliable, and I'm so thankful that this is a great project that is just the beginning of what's to come.
Thank you. And I wasn't sure he was here, but I think he was hiding under a pink hat the whole time. Our next speaker is Assistant Secretary for the Maryland Department of Transportation, Joe McAndrew. And I just want to note that the team at MDOT has been great partners in advancing the county's transit priority, and we look forward to continuing to work with MDOT on expansions of this project and other projects that are yet to come. Secretary.
Thank you very much, Chris, and it's good to be here. On behalf of Governor Moore, Lieutenant Governor Miller, and Secretary Wiedefeld, the state of Maryland is proudly here to support and commend the leadership of Montgomery County in taking the steps that you're taking today, as well as throughout the county, to advance bus priority projects. It really is a collaborative, visionary approach, so congratulations. I want to thank and commend, but I also want to be here to signal the intent of what the state under Governor Moore is trying to do to prioritize our buses. This is especially true for the Great Seneca Transit Network, which serves the heart of Montgomery County's medical research centers and traverses state roads such as Interstate 370 and Shady Grove Road. The transit network builds on successful partnerships between the county, the local jurisdictions, and MDOT to deliver bus priority projects across Montgomery County. This is also true for what we were able to do this summer between the county, WMATA, and the State Highway Administration to deliver bus-only lanes on more than 7.5 miles of Georgia Avenue while we shut down the Red Line and to ultimately rehab and modernize the facility, but also enable tie-ins and build out of a mezzanine for the Purple Line. This exhibited the state's willingness to act quickly and lead to deliver meaningful transit improvements that improve access to jobs and other daily needs. We are also pleased to partner with the county on bus lanes recently on University Boulevard, Maryland 193. Another great example of repositioning state highway assets that moves MDOT's commitment to thinking just beyond the car, but also prioritizing people movement and access to opportunity. And that's really just the beginning. MDOT is finalizing a letter of agreement with Montgomery County, which will document a strong partnership that the county can count on to deliver its bus priority program, both for the network but throughout the county, to allow transportation projects to move forward faster, more efficiently, and maybe even cheaper. Through this agreement, MDOT will harness its experience, authority, and assets to assist Montgomery County. The agreement demonstrates a strong commitment to collaboration and shared goals in enhancing public transportation. MDOT is also pleased to propose $1 million in our FY26 budget to take the bus priority work that we're doing in this county, learn from it, and grow it statewide. With these commitments, MDOT is not only in position to lead the bus priority projects within the state, but we are also working to become a national leader, the example that to our state DOT peers throughout the country, how to rethink and reposition our roadways for more sustainable and equitable transportation future. Thank you very much and congratulations.
And one more speaker until I get to speak, and I only have half an hour worth of remarks after this. So Dr. Ann Kadamian, the Executive Director of the Universities of Shady Grove.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ann Kadamian. I'm the proud Executive Director here at the Universities at Shady Grove, and I couldn't celebrate this moment without the students and some of my colleagues who are using the pink and green line. So please welcome my team here. What a great way to start this morning with this fabulous, exciting bus competition, one that we all win, because this makes transportation affordable and accessible for the students here at Shady Grove, for my colleagues here at Shady Grove, for the faculty here at Shady Grove. It's absolutely fantastic. And as I said, I wanted to have them join me today so that you can see people are already using the pink and green line, so it's fabulous. I want to say a shout out as well to the Gaithersburg Band, and I hope that you all find your way to the Universities at Shady Grove. We have a great USG staff over here ready to advise and guide you on the way, so thank you all so much. And most importantly, thank you to all of the elected officials and leaders in the county and the state who have made this possible. Your vision and your support mean the world. And so we're all here today to say thank you. And you guys want to give a shout out and a wave? So, okay. All right. Thank you all so much and enjoy the rest of the day.
I have to say this was a real team effort to get this done. We managed this project differently than our normal projects in the Montgomery County Department of Transportation. This is the first large capital project that our transit division led. And I really want to commend our project manager, Deanna Archie. She's not able to be here today because if she were, she'd be so excited, but she's dealing with some family health issues and not able to join us. But Deanna did a tremendous job. She's spent at least 10 years, if not more, doing planning and scheduling for the Ride-On operation. And she has taken on enormous challenges, both with the Ride-On Reimagined plan, which we're going to be briefing the T&E committee on later today, and this project. And to step from a role of figuring out who goes to work when and what bus goes where to managing a capital project is a huge, huge challenge and a huge accomplishment to Deanna. So thank you so much. Deanna, I hope somehow you get to hear these remarks. I also want to thank another strong leader in our department, De La Salihi, who managed the construction of this project. And I drove Dewa absolutely crazy all weekend because I don't live far from here. So I've been out in this area all weekend taking a stock of what was finished and what wasn't finished before this service launched on Sunday. So thank you, Dewa, for tolerating me and getting everything. I think everything is working, right? Getting everything working for this morning. So thank you so much for that. I also want to note that this project required integration in the department that isn't normal. Our organization is in a bunch of different pieces, and those pieces are comfortable dealing with what they deal with on an everyday basis. But this required us all to come together to make that work. So thank you to our traffic team who went out and made sure all the signage was appropriate. And thank you to the transit team who figured out how to adjust the operation and get the staff in place to run this. Thank you to our highway team who reconfigured their resurfacing program when we realized the roads weren't in good enough condition to take the red paint, because we had not planned to do that as part of this project. Thank you for the parking team for getting all the rogue vehicles out of the bus lanes. We had a lot of parked cars, some of which looked like they had been there for several years, and the parking team worked hard to get all of them out of the way. Our director staff for putting this whole event together, and a special shout out to Tiara McRae, who helped acquire all the property that we needed to make this project happen. So this project required the removal of 244 parking meters. We had to issue 70 enforcement actions for parking to get the lanes clear. There are 200 new traffic signs that were installed as part of this project, 1,500 square feet of new crosswalk markings, 5 miles of bus lane paint, 23 new stations with canopies, bike storage, totems, passenger information displays and platforms, and power equipments. Notably, our power connections are part of the hardest component of these projects. And we thank Pepco for being out here this weekend getting everything energized. Acquisition of 13 properties, 2 of which nobody knew who owned them, so we had to figure that out. 330 trees had to be pruned to make this happen. 5,500 cubic yards of asphalt were installed. 11 buses, through the work of our Department of General Services, were refurbished and wrapped for this service. And most notably, the passenger information display signs you see behind us are our new standard for the ride-on system, and 23 of them were installed and are operational as part of this. So this project accomplishes a lot, and you heard many of our other speakers talk about that today. But just the headlines: this cuts the travel time between Rio and Crown and Shady Grove Station by half. It reduces the travel time between the universities of Shady Grove and the station by 80%. It used to take nearly an hour, and now I'm sorry, I have that wrong. It used to take nearly an hour to get to Crown from here. Now it takes 10 minutes. It used to take 41 minutes to get to Shady Grove Adventist Hospital from the metro station. It now takes 21 minutes on this new service. So it's a huge accomplishment, and it's part of a set of accomplishments we've been working on. Is improving transit is one of our main priorities in the Department of Transportation. If you don't use our bus, you may not have noticed, but we've made tremendous operational improvements in the quality of service in the last 9 months. Our ridership is back near to pre-pandemic levels. Our level of complaints are dramatically lower. The number of trips we're missing is dramatically lower. And our leadership team in the transit organization, from the general manager, Phil McLaughlin, all the way through the bus operators that are committed to delivering the service to our people every day, have really embraced this model of we're here to serve the people and we need to deliver the service that's promised. So I really thank everybody for that. Like I said, Ride On Reimagined, an initiative to totally re-envision how we deliver transit in Montgomery County, is essentially complete. We're waiting for some final coordination with our friends at Metrobus to make sure we have consistent recommendations between those two plans. I also want to note our progress on the BRT network. It doesn't look like a lot, but we are ready to begin property acquisitions and utility relocations on the Veers Mill Road project later this year. We have our ratings and readiness packages into the Federal Transit Administration for their review and hopefully award of a grant for that project for later this year. We advertised the progressive design build earlier this month for the MD 355 corridor from Clarksburg to Bethesda. We are doing the NEPA, or National Environmental Policy Act, reports for both Veers Mill and the 355 corridor, and we have submitted the 355 corridor into the Federal Transit Administration for project development this month. So we have accomplished a huge degree, and we are going to continue to work hard to make transit the choice for travel in Montgomery County and continue to improve the type of services that are available and the quality of those services that are there. I think Kevin Mack from Senator Cardin's office is here. I wanted to give him a shout out for supporting these projects, and we know we can count on Senator Cardin and his successor in supporting our projects in the next legislative cycle, when our grants are going to need some lobbying from elected officials at the federal level to get approved. So thank you so much for attending today. I also wanted to thank the design teams of VHB and Russell, VHB and RK&K, who put together the plans that allowed this project to come together. And having once been a designer, I know it's rewarding to see your work become real, and this is one of those occasions where that's happened. And to Rustler Construction, who tolerated our changes in schedule and got everything built on time. This project was a $26 million project. It's been completed. The construction, we were here last January, February to start it, and it was completed on time. All of the work is done as of today, so it's really exciting. And we are waiting for the bus delivery, which should happen in December. About half that project budget is the buses, and those buses were provided with aid from our state partners. So thank you to our delegates and state DOT representatives for providing that. I want to invite everybody to stay here. The band is going to entertain us again. We're ready to hear some music and less talking, and there are refreshments available as well. And thank you so much for joining us today. We're really excited about this. We hope you use the service, and we hope you support our next initiatives to expand the service and implement more transit elsewhere in the county. So thank you to everybody.